So today was a monumental day for Nintendo history, man. The Nintendo Switch 2 is finally here. And there's so much to talk about, so much to cover. For those catching this segment on the video later, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, all those things. And if you want to see premium content like this early, be sure to hit the link in the description so you can sign up for Rumble Premium. Now, we have what is first of all, like, first impressions. This presentation, while it was like a solid 9.5 out of 10, I think, it had so much going for it. The only thing I think was not really that exciting to me was the whole camera, the Connect like features and their version of Discord. I think it's a good innovation for them. I think it's good to try to stay up with the times. But it's just not something I can see myself using. I mean, I think the frame rate, like when you see their version of Discord, basically their game chat, they're calling it, and you see like the other players' feeds, like it's super laggy. I mean, kudos to them for being like upfront with it and not like hiding the frame dips on that stuff. But this is like really nitpicky, right? This is not a function that everyone's going to use. A lot of people probably will, but a lot of people will play this thing docked, or they'll use Discord, instead of this function. And then you have the mouse gimmick. That's also something else that not everybody's going to use. Most people don't even like using Joy Cons in the first place. Now these Joy Cons will be bigger and all that stuff, but anyway, I digress. So the Switch 2, my previous predictions, which aren't really predictions so much as what the industry was reporting, a lot of people thought it was going to be 399, and then some analysts were even saying it would be 500. Nintendo kind of met us in the middle, and here in the Americas, it's going to be 450. So not terrible. Honestly, I think it's a price point that most people can stomach. 400 is what we were hoping for, but 450 is definitely reasonable, and I think it's doable for most people. Um, the system launches on June 5th, I believe. Let's see, I probably pulled it up here somewhere. But yeah, we have, yeah, available June 5th, and then it says, let's see, how to buy. So we have they have two versions. They have the base system, and then they have a bundle with Mario Kart World, which is 500. Um, and then it says, what payment types do you ship? Blah blah blah. When will I receive my Nintendo Switch 2 order? Um, I guess they'll ship them as soon as possible at that point. So yeah, available June 6th. We don't have long to wait. Now the pre-orders are supposed to go up on the 9th, which is a week from the time of this stream. So not today, but next Wednesday is when the pre-orders are supposed to go live, according to multiple retailers. And we have tons and tons of different posts talking about this. We're gonna talk about the hardware itself. Here's a good breakdown from Nintendo. So the Switch 2 itself has a 7.9-inch screen. It's capable of 120 FPS, depending on certain game titles and what publishers, what if they can take advantage of that. It does have HDR support, so this is a key feature I've talked about in previous videos, where if you were worried about them not having an OLED, rest assured, this HDR screen LCD, especially with the 120 on certain games, it's going to look just fine. It's going to look really good. It's a much bigger screen too, so you're going to be able to enjoy that. The Joy Cons also have this mouse control function built in. The C button was reportedly called for something called Campus, but they're calling it Game Chat, and it kind of works a similar way to Discord, and it has this camera accessory too. Then you have a bottom and a top USB-C port for charging, and you can charge on either one. So if you're like sitting it on the table and you want to charge from the top instead of the bottom, you can do that, which is freaking amazing. Of course, it does have that built-in microphone for the game chat stuff, and I think it's using NVIDIA tech for the audio, because the way they demonstrated it was like, no matter if someone's making noise behind you, like your voice would come through crystal clear. That's totally NVIDIA tech, 100%. And then the internal storage is 256 gigs. This one right here, a lot of people were like, man, I can't believe they didn't do like a 1 terabyte model, all this stuff. I'll tell you straight up, like, this is a very smart decision. It's just enough to put what, maybe like 5 to 10 games, depending on which ones you're doing, before you want to get like an external SD card or something. And it also helps keep manufacturing costs low because the higher the storage, the more you're going to pay. And since it has that external SD card expansion slot, like, so you can do that, 256 is fine. Like, I think this is just fine. Now, the dock has its own cooling and it is capable of 4K HDR support. It's going to be able to do 4K, probably 30 frames. I think somewhere I read it might do 60. I'm not 100% sure on that one. I've got so many posts here that I saved earlier. Let's see, 3D audio, Joy-Cons, up to 4K in docked mode. You got the 256 there. I tried to save as many posts as I could. Yeah, the pre-orders are open on April 9th, and then 449 launching June 5th. So where were we at? Yeah, two USB ports, 4K docked. Um, that's a third party accessory. And then, oh, yes, backwards compatibility, of course. They're saying, I think they said somewhere on the site they had um, more than like 1,500 titles or something like that. They had so many, there's so many games that are backwards compatible. It's really, really something. So let me look at my notes here because there's a whole, so accessories, pricing. Let me see if I can find some of those accessories for you guys because it's quite a lot. Nintendo Switch system. Learn more about this game. Say hello to Game Chat. So this is their site breakdown for like exactly how that works. If you saw in the presentation, with that camera accessory you see here, you have um, they had it to where like there were multiple people on the couch, and this camera would be able to give you your own individual bubble, even though it's one camera. And you could also be talking to other players online through the microphone in the device. So, game chat, look, it's not for me. I don't think this is how I don't think I would use their game chat when I play my Switch in docked mode and I play on my PC with my capture card and I'm in Discord all the time. So like, but it's I think a really good addition to the new system that I think a lot of people will be able to use, and it'll make playing multiplayer games with friends online a lot better. At least you won't have to jump through hoops to communicate. You can do it natively on this new device. So kudos to Nintendo for kind of keeping up with the times and putting that in there. This here says bigger screen. You got basically an 8-inch screen, almost 7.9 inch. Greater clarity due to high definition LCD with the HDR support. It also has variable refresh rate. So for certain games that take advantage of this, the variable refresh rate, although it's something that's on the game side more than the hardware side, the hardware supporting that function is really important for a more smooth experience for the player, because you're going to have different games that can take advantage of something like a cinematic 30 or 40 frames a second mode, but then when it gets out of a cinematic, it's in that performance and you get that 60, maybe up to 120 in this case. And that variable refresh rate being capable, it's just going to make that experience a lot smoother in those cases. So really good stuff from Nintendo on that. That's a really high welcomed feature. So this goes more into like, you got the kickstand. It looks pretty good. It's like the whole length. It's not just a little stick, and they have it kind of hollowed out, unlike the Switch OLED, which is more like a solid flap. Cool with me. The Joy Cons are magnetic; they connect magnetically. The top buttons on there, on the where you hold it, the top buttons there are bigger, wider. I don't know if those joysticks are Hall effect. I don't think they are. If I find out something later, then hit me up in the comments. Let me know if you guys see anything better. The mouse function, look, the mouse function is cool. It's a cool gimmick. Uh, Shout out to Maximilian, dude. He said something that I thought was pretty funny. He's like, "We're never gonna get away from the Wii." The motion controls are something that the Wii pioneered, man, and you know, I don't want to say pioneered, but like the Wii took off more than, the PlayStation Move controllers or whatever else. Like the Wii just like really like took the reins on that type of, experience when you're playing video games. And then, they kept it going with the Switch One, and now they're doing a interesting new direction with it with the Switch 2. Again, not a feature that interests me. There's none of these games that use this particular function that they showed off that were for me personally, but I know there's a bunch of stuff that will be for a lot of people, especially the Mario Party stuff that they showed off. Really cool. And then there's that C button for the game chat. It makes me wonder how many people are going to accidentally hit this button and, activate chat and who knows what else. And then the camera. The camera is pretty straightforward. USB C, sold separately. I think it's $50 for the camera. We got some specs on that we're gonna go over in a minute. And then let's see, powerful processing. Let's look at this. Games on Nintendo Switch 2 can take advantage of powerful upgrades to processing capability, speed, graphics, performance, etc., and enjoy benefits like smoother frame rates and all that stuff. In addition to the Nintendo Switch 2 edition games, select Switch games may also take advantage of the system's new capabilities to bring benefits like improved graphics and faster loading times. That's pretty par for the course. Crisp and quality 3D spatial sound, always a plus on that stuff. Internal storage 256, we talked about this earlier. It's going to have, now they did say something that was really important, that the new SD cards are special. You're not going to be able to take your old SD card and plug it into the new Switch and it work correctly. They're using a new standard of expandable memory called Micro XD Express. So this is a new version of the SD card that is exclusively needed for the Switch 2 if you're going to run games on the SD card. And it's because it has a much faster read write capability. And this is important for Switch 2. So it does kind of suck that we're going to have to upgrade that because, like myself, I have a 1 terabyte SD card in my Switch OLED. And that has like literally most of my digital library on it. And I'm going to have to, get a new SD card now. And that's okay though. Like with the new system is going to come all kinds of new, you know, new tech, new stuff like that. Let's see. Yeah, I got the 1 terabyte, and it's just it says the XC at the bottom, and yeah. So we're gonna have to. It's just gonna have to. We're gonna have to get a new one. That's what it is. So let me put my Switch OLED back into place. And yeah, so that's where that's at. Now, let's see how to buy Nintendo Direct. So the system, just to recap on the system, it's pre-order is April 9th, just here very soon. Then it's going to launch on June 5th. It is going to be 449.99 in the United States. There was a region locked Japan only version that is like literally more than $100 less, but we're not getting that because it's Japanese only. And hey, that's fine. It is what it is. And then what is it? We have so that's when it's launching, and that's what we can get out of the system. 4K docked capable, 1080p, 120 frames per second capable. 4K, I'm assuming 30, but I think docked it might be 4K 60 actually. I'm almost certain I read that somewhere. Maybe we can hunt that down. Let's look up Nintendo because this is a great one to post, and we'll cover a couple more system things here too. Actually, before we kind of get to the presentation itself, the game cards. So Nintendo Switch 2 is going to have a new cartridge. Now, there's a little bit of controversy here because this new cartridge has the faster read write speeds, but they are going to have a key, like a download code. So not all of the Switch 2 games will have the full game on the cartridge. Instead, it'll be a download code. We don't know if that's for every Switch 2 game, but it's definitely for some of them at a minimum. So keep an eye out on that. Um, let's see. The new Nintendo Switch 2 Pro controller is a little bit nicer. It has paddles on the back here, as you can see, and it has the C button on the front. You can see right there in the kind of the kind of the center. It looks like it's not in the center, but it is. So there's that. There's the new cartridges. What else are we going here? Yeah, here is some of the photos, the press photos. So the Joy Cons do connect magnetically, but there's also a latch. So they say like it's very strong and it connects with a magnet, but they still have a latch. So you still have to hit the latch to undo it and apply a little pressure. But hey, that's cool. It's still kind of a nice design. Here's a better look at the dock. And again, the dock has its own fan, and this thing is going to give you that 4K capability when you plug it in. And it looks very similar to the OLED model where they have the Ethernet port in the back. If y'all don't remember, the OG Switch and the Switch Lite did not have the Ethernet plug-in on the dock. Just I think that came out when the OLED did. If I'm wrong about that, hit me in the comments, but I'm pretty sure that was the case. And then there's the box. Pretty simple. So here is the breakdown on the pricing. Again, shout out to Nintendo Deal on X. So the console Mario Kart bundle, the console will be 450, but if you get the Mario Kart World bundle, it's 500. The dock set, which I think is this package with the dock thing underneath it. Uh, let's see, controllers, camera, carrying case, and more made exclusive in Nintendo Switch 2 system. So it's like a dock carrying case. That's it says dock set 110. I'll have to get some more info on that. Then you have the Pro controller, which is $80. Joy-Con 2s, the set of Joy-Con 2s is 90. And if you want the charging grip, that's 35. The wheel set is 20. The camera's 50. Carrying case and screen protector 35. And all-in-one carrying case 80. AC adapter 30. The dock set is the one that kind of I'd have to look up and see what that is. Now you also have the Nintendo Switch app that they talked about, and that'll actually do really cool things like check friends, play status, screenshots, and like in Zelda, they showed it to use it like a GPS in game. It's kind of cool. Um, there's no word yet on how the Switch 2 cartridges will taste. Pretty sure you shouldn't eat those. Um, let's see, placeholder for Mario Kart. I'm just looking to see if there's anything I missed here. Um, oh yeah, here's the micro SD XC Express cards. These are up on sale for Amazon and they are expensive. Okay, the 1 terabyte. Let's go ahead and pull this up. The 1 terabyte is freaking. Oh, it says out of stock, so it won't even tell me the price. I think it was $200. I'm almost certain it was $200, and the 512 was maybe like 100 or 150. Man, I can't remember, but they were expensive. Um, very much so. You also have the third party accessories out there. Here's a good image for the bundle for the 449 and the 499. Geez, what else? I think we pretty much covered everything on the system. Yeah, this is the graphic about the key. Game key cards are different from regular game cards because they don't contain the full game data. Instead, the game key card is your key to downloading the full game to your system via the internet. After it's downloaded, you can play the game by inserting the game key card into your system and starting it up like a standard physical game card. And here's what the packaging looks like. Um, let's see, blah blah blah. And then the last thing we really should cover is probably the game pricing. This is the part that is a bit eye watering. So let's see. Let me see if I saved it somewhere. Um, get ready to pay some money for games, man. Nintendo has upped their prices on their games by a lot. The digital, the digital games are going to be 80 US dollars and the physical will be 90. That is absolutely insane. And I want to pull up my profile here because I'm pretty sure I talked about it briefly. Yeah. Well, hold on. Let's see. Da-da-da-da. I wanna find it if I have the post. Oh, $80. Yeah, I think it's in here somewhere, and probably maybe Nintendo. Let's see. Stock to switch to stock 1 terabyte pre-order source. Where? Oh, yeah. Here it is. Game prices 70 to $80. It's not all of them, but it's gonna be a good amount of them. Um, Physical games cost more than digital games. Yes, of course. Um, Nintendo is really confident about their success. A lot of people are very unhappy about this. A lot of people are really, really upset about the game prices. I'm not going to lie. I was a little bit sticker shocked on that too because we're already in a world where like they normalized $70 and over the past year or two, a couple of years, $70 for a new game has been all the, controversy back and forth, but people still pay it and, we still buy the games we love and it is what it is, but man, it just seems like and this is on the heels of like the rumors of GTA 6 being $100 when it comes out, which is it sounds insane. GTA 6 is probably the only time I would like give a pass because of what that game is and what they're building and what they're doing with it with AI and everything. However, it sets a precedent, and that's what people worry about. And here we go. Here we are. It wasn't just like 2 years ago, maybe three, that game prices were going up to like 70, and now that's the norm. And now, Nintendo, here comes Nintendo, like, hold my beer, man. We're gonna have, you know, 70 and $80 and $90 physical games. Just the game. Just the game, man. Then when you look at the system, so let's break this down. If you get the system like day one, right? Let's say you pre-order and you get all the shit that goes with it. You get the system, the camera, the one or two games, pro controller, the GameCube controller for NSO, by the way. We're gonna get into games here in another segment. And you get all the accessories plus one of the new SD cards. You're gonna be spending upwards of like $1,200 if you get everything. And I understand that it's a new console generation, so this only happens once every 5 to 8 years, if eight if you're Nintendo. And but still, it's a lot, man. It's a lot. The system price being 450 is, I think a lot of people can accept that, and that's fine. But let me know from you guys in the comments if you watch this video later. Let me know what y'all think about these prices for Nintendo Switch 2. And are you getting one day one? I personally am gonna hold off. I'm gonna save up a little bit and I'm gonna wait until later in the year. I want to see what else is coming out on the system, and there's some games coming out for it in 26 that I think will be absolutely worth it, like the new FromSoft game called Duskblood. I think that one is definitely going to be a system seller for me. But for 2025, I don't want to get one day one, but I definitely want to get one. So I think it's good because it'll give me time to save up. I'm going to need a fortune to like get this thing with everything it needs, and go about my merry way. So yeah, let me know in the comments what you guys think about that, and we're gonna keep covering Switch 2 stuff in the next segment. So like, comment, subscribe, bell notifications for more.